Good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of Voices of Rio. I am pleased that you've joined us this afternoon, and we look forward to having a really good show with you. We've got a very special guest with us, actually two guests. The first one is Carol Smith. She is, and has been for quite a while, been at Rio for working with students in our ENACTUS program, and she's going to be talking a little bit about that program and what's going on with that, some of the students that are involved in it, as well as we'll have a student from ENACTUS who is going to be joining us to talk a little bit about from the student perspective. And here's our co-host, Dr. Donna Mitchell, with me, who's just coming in just a little bit late, but that's okay. Welcome to both of you, especially Carol. Welcome to you. Can you start out by telling us just a little bit about yourself, and then you can talk just a little bit about what ENACTUS is and who's involved in it and all those things.
Okay. I've been with the University of Rio Grande almost 20 years, and I've really enjoyed my time here working with students. I teach a class as well as work with the ENACTUS program. ENACTUS is formerly was known as Students in Free Enterprise. So a lot of people, if you're aware of the CYFE program, will kind of know what I'm explaining a little bit about. I think it's probably been about 4 years ago they changed their name to ENACTUS. So CYFE or ENACTUS was established in 1975, and the Rio team was organized and established here at on campus in 1978, so about 3 years later. So we're one of the older teams that is involved with ENACTUS. It's an international collegiate non-profit organization that's dedicated to improve communities through entrepreneurial action projects and programs. So we do a lot of work here on campus as well as off campus. ENACTUS itself has an organizations in 36 countries internationally. There are about 440 business partners, corporate sponsors, such as Walmart, ADP, Walgreens. There's a lot of major corporations that are involved in this program. There are about 1,700 programs throughout the world, and there are about 533 U.S. teams. There's benefits, I think, for students to be involved in ENACTUS. Not only are they learning leadership skills, teamwork, how businesses operate, things such as that, but there are also career opportunities for ENACTUS students. Students can participate in career fairs. There is also a virtual career fair that is involved with the ENACTUS website. So students have the opportunity to interview, submit resumes to major Fortune 500 companies that may not make a trip down to southeastern Ohio. So I think that's a really great opportunity for students to be able to access those benefits. There's networking skills that they can also be a part of, networking with other teams as well as business partners, CEOs of major corporations, so there's opportunities for that as well. So I think it's a really good program for college students to become involved in. I think it can benefit them as far as their career choice.
I know there are some projects that you have engaged in, and I know that you serve several different counties. Would you tell us a little bit about the counties you serve and the projects that you've been involved with?
I sure will. We service a 5-county area. That's Jackson, Gallia, Vinton, Meigs, and Lawrence counties. These projects that we take out to the area schools in these counties are students are able to participate in learning a little more about economic education, their economic literacy lessons that we teach. This past year we saw approximately 1,700 students in this 5-county area with our programs. And we teach economic concepts such as wants and needs, goods and services, scarcity, factors of production, and opportunity costs. So those are concepts that sometimes the teachers in the classrooms have a little difficulty teaching because that's not something they teach every day. So we are provide the opportunity to come in and help supplement some of the lessons that they are actually teaching in the classroom. So teachers invite us to come in, present these lessons, and It's a lot of fun. It's because we are seeing students from kindergarten all the way through high school. We also do some teaching projects here on campus as well. One of the things that we teach here on campus is Welcome to the Real World, and we present this project every fall to all of the freshman students here on campus through the Gateway to Success class. This project allows students the opportunity to learn to live on a budget for 1 month. So when students come in, we give them a salary based on what their career choice is. Uncle Sam's going to get the taxes, so that's going to come out. Then what's left, the students have to try to live on that budget for 1 month. So it's pretty interesting to see what their choices are. You know, do I want a really expensive house or a really expensive car? Can I afford that? And some have to go back and rework budgets because they run out of money or have to take a second job. So it's a really good opportunity for them to see what we as parents have to experience when we try to take care of our family.
I think that really speaks to the students, and I speak now as a mother. I had a daughter who went through that process. She came home and said, "Mom, I might need to rethink my major." And I said, "Why?" She said, "Do you realize how much I'll make? Do you realize how much I'll bring home? I would like to drive this type of car, live in this type of house, and Mom, it's just not going to be possible." So it's a valuable lesson that they learn.
It certainly is. And some students have no concept of what that is because, you know, Mom and Dad takes care of all of their expenses. I remember one instance, one young lady decided that we didn't budget enough money for clothing because what we had allowed was what she would spend maybe in one shopping trip instead for the whole month. So it gives them that opportunity to rethink things, as you said. Another project we do on campus is called Responsible Use of Credit. This project it's a lot of fun to present this particular lesson because we do it in a game show format. And students learn how to use credit cards responsibly, what the difference in interest, how that's going to impact the amount of money you're going to owe. They also learn about the importance of a good credit history, credit reports. So we do that for a lot of our freshman success or Gateway to Success students here on campus. Another project, another project we do on campus is a lesson we work with the social studies methods students here at Rio. I offer a $25 mini grant to each of the students. They use the money to buy materials to teach an economic lesson when they present their lessons during their clinical. So they can use the money to buy materials for the lesson, for rewards projects, things such as that. So we enjoy working with the Department of Education here at Rio. Another project that we have on campus, and we just started this last year, was a food pantry. Through some research, we found that not only is there students or community members that are hungry, but we have students that could use some assistance with having enough food to eat. So we opened up our food pantry. It's called the Rio Rack and Snack. And we collect food through food drives in the community. We have also our Sodexo food service here on campus. They also help us with food drives and collecting some money that we use to buy supplies for the food pantry. And then we sponsor a pageant called Miss Queen for the Holidays. We do this in December. And during this pageant, the students that are participating, or young ladies that are participating, they collect food in their community and bring it in and donate it to us, and we use that for our food pantry. We also share the food we collect with a Vinton Baptist food pantry. So, because a lot of times we have, an excess that we don't, can't use right away, so we will donate that as well. So we stay pretty busy with our projects here on campus as well as in the community.
About how many students do you typically have in ENACTUS?
We usually run anywhere from 10 to 14. We have, this year I think we have several graduating, so we're always wanting to recruit and looking for students to come in and help us with projects.
Do the students have to be business majors, or they can be other majors?
They can be any major, because I feel like we can find a place for them in any project that we do. Communication majors, education majors, not just the business, as you said, but nearly any student that's interested in working on community service projects, doing something that's really going to benefit our community, we are more than welcoming for those students to come in.
Good to
Sounds
know.
like this would work well with some of our helping occupations like nursing and
Yes.
social work and some of the allied health programs as well.
Absolutely,
Perhaps
absolutely.
psychology even.
Yes, absolutely.
Do you have students, some of the student organizations, other organizations like the Greek fraternities and sororities involved in this at all?
Once in a while, when we have some projects such as food drives, we've had some of the Greek organizations help with that as well. So we welcome, any assistance with anything we're doing here on campus. We're certainly happy to have as much help as we can garner, at that
Great.
point.
And when can students join if they want to?
At any time. It doesn't have to be at the beginning of a semester. We have students that will join maybe even the last month of school, and then it carries over until the following year.
Okay, good to know.
You have an American Free Enterprise and Leadership Conference that's coming up. I believe it's June 12th through the 17th of 2016. Could you tell us a little bit about the conference and what happens there?
This is one of our students, and mine as well, one of our favorite projects. The American Free Enterprise and Leadership Conference, this is its 44th year, so it's been on campus for a number of years. Students that attend the conference earn 2 semester college credits for 1 week. We invite students from all around the state of Ohio to come down, spend time on our campus. They come in on a Sunday afternoon. They stay in the dorms. They are, a college student for the week. They eat their meals in the dining hall and the cafeteria, and then they participate in our week-long schedule. Since it is a college course, they will attend lectures, and we have some very good speakers. We have faculty from the university. We have business professionals from outside the community. Some alumni from Rio or from the ENACTUS team will come in and speak as well. So we have about half the time divided up into lectures. The other half of the time, the students are divided up into individual companies. Depending on the number of students we have, each group has their own company that they will spend maybe an afternoon working with. And the idea there is we want to teach students how to operate a business. So they come up with an idea for a product or service. Once they have that idea, then they're in charge of implementing that particular choice in company product. They have to learn how to finance their company and manage their finances, so they can take out a loan or they can buy stock in their company. That gives them a little seed money, and then they can take that money to buy whatever material they need for their product. So once they've come up with their idea then and have their product or service available, they go out on campus for the week and they sell that particular product. So they're making actual money while they're here. So hopefully if they are successful and make a profit, then the money that they make, the students can divide that up among themselves if they want. Some companies divide it up that way, or maybe donate it to charity. So, so they make a little bit of money while they're here as well. I think it's a very, very busy week. We enjoy it so much. I have students that have graduated from ENACTUS and have graduated from the university, and they want to come back and work with us year after year. In fact, our conference manager is a Rio alum, and he has been helping with this about as long as I have. He's a teacher at Sims Valley Elementary, and he comes back every year. So it runs quite effectively because I have such good staff assistants. So I have students come in as the staff assistants, again, active ENACTUS members or others that would like to, that have worked with me before, and they supervise each group of students on campus. So they're with the students, 24/7 while they're here. So we have very good supervision. You know, I'm a mother, and if I'm going to send my 15-year-old away to a college campus, I want to make sure that they are well supervised, and we take pride in doing that.
Absolutely.
And maybe some think we do a little too much, but I don't think you can do too much. So we really, really enjoy working with students. We get to see students from all around the state, as I've said. It could be, you know, we have students coming from Cleveland, Cincinnati, Columbus, as well as local students. We have some really good activities for the students as well. In the evenings, we kind of set that aside as our scheduled to allow them to have some fun. You know, they're working all day, either through lectures or through, you know, their company working, operation time. So in the evening, we have some fun things that we do, such as company Olympics. So we go out on the green. We have team activity and games. So they compete against each other to see which company has the most points in company Olympics. We have a dance and pizza party one night. We have a movie night with popcorn. Then Thursday night is our last night that we meet with the students. So we have a talent show, and that's usually quite entertaining. The staff assistants have to do some type of act. So last year they did an outstanding job. They had a musical, I think they did sort of like a lip sync for a band, a group. It was quite good. So, so everyone is invited that wants to participate in the actual talent show. We also have a dining etiquette dinner for our students.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yes. They are served a 3-course meal. They are instructed through each course of the proper utensil to use, the proper way to manage their napkin, what to do with that. Also, any other manners involved in, you know, the dining etiquette. So we really enjoy doing that. They dress up, it's formal, and they are served at, you know, a seated dinner. So we want students to realize that that's very important. Table manners is very important because if you're on a job interview, maybe your prospective employer is going to take you out to eat, and you want to make sure that you're comfortable with this setting. In a formal meal setting, you may be going to banquets, or maybe even just to impress their girlfriend that, you know, we know which is the salad fork and which is, you know, what this knife is for, or this glass. So, so we do that as well. And Sodexo, our food service here, caters that for us, and they have in the past been taking us through and teaching us the dining etiquette. So we do that, and then we also take the students on a tour of businesses. So on Thursday, I take students sometimes to the, we have in the past have attended and visited the OSU South Centers in Piketon. And last year we visited Gavin Power Plant and toured Gavin, which was a very interesting tour because, you know, electric and coal-powered electricity is a very important part of our economy here. So we were able to do that. And we also tour Bob Evans Farms Museum because we're very proud of our local entrepreneur, Bob Evans, so we want them to know his history as well. So we have a very, very full schedule. We'll be sending out our material for this year's conference in the next few weeks, and, you know, we are very happy to be able to invite students from all around the state.
So if students need information, they can contact your office,
yes.
And you can find that information on the website for Carol Smith and the ENACTUS, and you'll have some specific information for the students for that conference, for the leadership conference.
Yes, yes. And today I have a student with me, Cydnie Few. Cydnie is an ENACTUS team member, and she also worked last year at our Free Enterprise Conference, so I think she has some really interesting things to tell you as well.
Terrific. Good. Well, while we trade out here, it sounds like they've got a lot going on.
They do.
And I have been in my office over the summers when students will come in selling various things, and I've always been obliged to participate in that, knowing that it's going to a good cause, and those students are really learning a lot about about business practices, and I was especially pleased to hear about some of the things that they're learning about just how to manage credit cards, how to manage your budgets. That's so important nowadays. So that was good to hear.
It's also good to get a student perspective.
It is always good.
It's nice to hear the student component. So we're really happy that you joined us today.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Could you tell us a little bit about your experience with ENACTUS?
Last semester with the leadership conference, it was my first year doing it, and I had an absolute blast. We engaged in many fun activities and trips, kind of like Carol said. I had the Leadership Academy group, which was the second year students coming or the third year students coming. So they kind of knew the ropes and everything, so they were guiding me along the way. We did do different things, how she was talking about how other companies went out and they were selling products around campus. Well, we kind of focused more on what leadership was and things like that. So we had many guest speakers, and my personal favorite guest speaker was Steve Cox, and I believe he used to work at Rio. And he was basically talking about having like the positive mindset and a positive personality and how that affects your whole entire life personally and professionally. So I just thought that was really cool. We also did mini activities every day, and it was kind of like, how do you become a leader? What does a leader do? Who was a leader? And then the students also had 2 big projects, and they had to do a debate on the topic of their choice, and then they had to come up with a personal presentation on who the leader is to them. And the last day they presented that to the staff, the students, and then the family as well. I'm very excited to work this upcoming summer because I just had a blast with the kids. It was so phenomenal.
Great.
How many years have you been involved in ENACTUS?
I've been involved for 2 years, too.
But the last year was your first leadership conference?
Yes, it was in the summer. It was.
Great. And I understand that you also, beyond being, are you a business major?
I'm an education major.
Education.
Yes.
Okay, so you do have quite a few different disciplines represented in ENACTUS. What can you tell us just a little bit about yourself? And I understand you also did some traveling recently.
I did. Well, I'm a junior here, and I'm an early childhood education major.
Okay.
And last semester, I did have the chance to go and study abroad in Wales, so that was a blast. I had so many experiences, you know, the classes, traveling, making lifelong friendships, being in a, you know, class setting with a different culture was very different, listening to the teacher and all the students, you know, making lifelong friendships. I don't go a day without talking to any of my friends that I made up there. Traveling, we went to a lot of places. We went to Berlin, we went to Rome, we went to Spain, Paris, Scotland, Amsterdam. We went to a lot of places.
Sounds like it.
Yes, it does. We did, you know, a lot together. And, you know, being in another country and learning a different culture makes you grow personally, professionally, and, you know, just makes you grow as a person. I really want to go back and get my master's in Wales or Paris or London, one of those. So I'm really excited, and I just can't wait to get my master's there.
What kind of courses did you take when you were in Wales?
I took 3 classes. I had the Reflective Adult, and I had Outdoor Rain or Shine, and I also had International Perspectives. My favorite class was Outdoor Rain or Shine because, you know, it didn't have the students in a classroom setting. It had them out in the open doors, natural environment. We were able to learn how to build tents out of tarps for the children, which was really creative and really neat. We engaged in so many activities and just outdoor play, and so it was just really fun to be in something like that.
Did you find that there were a lot of differences in the way the educational system works, especially for preparing teachers, from what we do in the States versus what they do in Wales?
Yes, there were many different classes. It's not like the course here, how we can take maybe like a journalism class or something. Like they have to stay on the path of education, so they can't stir away from the education classes.
Okay, so it's a little bit more locked in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. And it sounds like you had a great time, and it sounds like you went all over the place.
I did. I had so much fun. It was just amazing. It was amazing.
And you would go back?
I want to go
You
back.
want to
I
go back.
am going back. Yes. Yes.
I can understand that and appreciate that. I've been very fortunate to travel to a number of places around the world. Every time I go out of country, I think this is an experience that a student needs to experience. They need to be able to see what other cultures are doing and then be able to tie that back into their daily life and the impact it has on them, because it will impact, especially for an education student, when you go and get in front of the classroom and you're going to be able to share that experience with those students. It can really change your life.
How many students went?
From Rio?
Uh-huh.
It was just me.
Just
I went
you.
by myself. We're trying to recruit this semester to get a bunch of people to go next semester. So.
That's right. In fact, tonight you have an event
Yes,
to...
I have a social tonight. So
Where is that?
it's in the Red Zone. It's at 6 o'clock, and we're going to have pizza and a presentation, and then we're going to watch a Welsh film.
Okay. And so you're obviously encouraging students to both come tonight as well as take advantage of this opportunity. I think Rio is... We're not alone in this. A lot of schools actually offer international travel, but we have a special connection with the country of Wales, and especially Trinity, St.
Yes,
David's,
yes.
over there. In fact, it was just, well, now it's been quite a while. About 10 years ago, I took the Grand Chorale, when I was the director of the Grand Chorale, took them to Wales.
Oh, that's really cool.
And had a great time. It was a terrific trip. Terrific country, and I'd love to go back.
I believe there are openings for 6 students this year.
Yes, 6 students. I hope we get 6 students to go. I really hope we have people coming tonight, so I hope they take the applications today and fill them out and turn them back in, so we'll be able to go and experience the experience that I did. So.
And I understand that there are also some scholarship monies available?
Yes, there are. You can find scholarships pretty much anywhere, but the school offers scholarships through different people, and I did receive all 3 of them. So, students should take this opportunity and go there and also apply for scholarships, because it definitely helps.
I had a daughter who did the same thing when she was a student here, and actually that's been a number of years ago, and she still talks about what an awesome experience
Really?
it was.
Yes, yes.
And that was several years ago. We really appreciate you coming and being with us today and
Thank
sharing
you.
your
Very much.
experience, not only with ENACTUS, but also with your trip to Wales and all the exciting things you got to do as a student here at Rio Grande.
Thank you.
We're also very glad that you were able to join us this afternoon. There will be some more shows coming up, and we'll continue to produce these shows for you. We look forward to having you here. We also look forward to bringing some guests to talk to you about different things that are going on in the Rio campus. We are glad that you're here, and look forward to joining you again soon.